genesis of the Klezmer Company Orchestra grew out of my love and my passion and my desire to bring together three different genres: orchestral music, jazz, and ethnic music. And here at the Florida Atlantic University Libraries, there's an enormous collection of over 30,000 pieces, and I was able to bring in all of these items together under one roof.
I enjoy improvising. Improvising within a structure is always a challenge. There's a balance between going completely crazy and going completely crazy within a structure. So it's a challenge, but it's definitely an enjoyable one. Well, since most of my training has been in jazz, I find the classical part probably more challenging than anything. And mixing the two together is a very interesting experience, but I find for the most part that I tend towards the jazz side of it.
By definition, all klezmer music is fusion music. You know, you're drawing from different cultures and different musical influences from different regions of the world, and so that's really what we're doing. We're bringing together jazz and Mediterranean grooves and African grooves and Caribbean grooves, and you know, really it's such a melting pot, and that's really where the fusion lies.
The biggest thing about all this music, which I forgot as a classical musician, was to let go. Completely let go. Just really hone into a sexual side, a sensuous side, a deep gypsy side. Being Portuguese background, that I, you know, my family they were gypsies.
I love Macedonian taunts because that's, I remember when we were going through ideas, Aaron and I were going through ideas about different songs and pieces, and we heard this Macedonian song, and we both flipped over it, and then he took it and arranged it and turned it into something really, really cool that was totally unexpected and totally not what it started out to be, but added to it. And that's I think that's my most favorite piece, along with Boa Dodi.
My favorite piece on the CD, I would say, is one named after me, the Teresa's Bulgar. I've never had a piece dedicated to me before, and Aaron, you know, I'm really grateful to Aaron for giving me an opportunity to play a xylophone on a klezmer piece. Never done that before. I've done some ragtime stuff, and that was also a challenge because all of a sudden I had to improvise. I had to do something that I've never really necessarily been trained to do before, and actually stretch myself something new, and I really did enjoy that.
Because this band is comprised of musicians. We have an ensemble group, but we also have the core members of the group. And the core members of the group come into it with their own voices. And everybody's voice is really visible. And if you listen carefully to the music, you will hear that there are certain players who have a lot of strong jazz, bebop sort of influence, Myself, I'm sort of across the board, but I've got a strong gypsy sort of blues influence. And I think that this CD has enabled us to be strong in our own independent voices along with what's going on with the ensemble, because the ensemble frees us up to be that way.
As a composer, finding fusion is probably the most challenging thing we have to do. How do we fuse different elements, different genres, different musicians, different talents, different cultures, so that we actually make the music work? And that's been the greatest challenge for me.
We take it a step farther, and that's the fusion.
I'm often asked, what's your favorite piece on the CD? And I can't tell you that I have one favorite piece. There are 12 tracks. Each track is like my child, and I love all 12 children the same amount.